Welcome to the Brand Boss Show, empowering you to rock your brand like a boss. This show exists to share all the tools, tips, and secrets you need to maximize the impact of your brand.
Branding is identity. At the end of the day, it is all about identity. And in this conversation about branding and marketing, there are so many chameleons and copycats out there, and so many gurus who are telling you to keep up with everybody else and what you should be doing, and this and this and this and this and this. All right. So I said a minute ago, people talk about business like it's different than real life, and it's not. It is real life, right? So if you are a chameleon, then you can blend into any surrounding, which is great if you don't want to get eaten by predators. But does that make you blend in or stand out? It makes you literally get lost in the noise. Is that what you want for your brand? If that's what you want for your brand, then go ahead, keep up with the Joneses. Look like everybody around you, keep up with what all your competitors are doing, and be looking all around. Do you know what happens when you're looking all around at what your competitors are doing? Where are you not looking? Ahead. You are missing the person who is right in front of you because you're so concerned about what they are doing. And you will miss the very person that you're there to serve. And this is why this conversation about branding gets me so fired up, because it's also my personal story. Because when it comes to identity, when it comes to owning your difference, like we like to say, and rocking it like a boss, why do we not do that? Because we're afraid that it won't be accepted. And there's another powerful podcast interview that I will probably message to Dan. I think I sent it to you anyway, called Imposter Syndrome, with my dear friend Julia Winston, where we talk about this. And she drops this line that's just gold. And she said, the only reason that we're afraid it won't be accepted is because you don't accept it.
Yes.
Because when you accept your own difference, here's the thing, and this goes back to this conversation that I had with Darlene. I'm kind of jumping all over the place here, but it's good. You guys are just pulling it out of me. So there is literally in your brain a part of your brain that has to do with your identity. And the identity part of your brain is actually, to go with do it for the dopamine, where the goal setting and completion neurons of your brain are stored. Like the goal center, the decision-making center of your brain is stored in the same place as your identity. And what happens is, over time, all of these things that we come to believe about our personality and who we are and the various circumstances and experiences of life and who we think we have to be, form these roads, right? These neural pathways over the identity that keeps us from being who we are. And so we end up showing up as less than who we are, playing small, not fulfilling our goals, not doing these things. And then knowing this discontent inside, knowing that there's more that we have to give. There's more for us. There's more to life. Why? Because we're not living in the fullness of our identity, in the fullness of who we are, because it's been clouded over by these other neural pathways. Now, here's the thing. When you connect with a person, or get this, a company whose identity resonates with yours, boom, that identity center in your brain starts to resonate and vibrate. And here's the powerful thing that just when she said this, I was like, what? When you have the courage to be who you are and you are authentic in your identity, it actually has the power to break that off of the people that are interacting with you. So you can, from one interaction with you, cause people to walk in freedom, to be congruent with their identity because you showed up in yours. This is why branding for your audience is a lie. Because if you brand for your audience, you will totally miss the impact you could have, which goes even deeper than whatever problem it is that you solve. So again, I said this is my personal story. So my entire life, I have been different. I have never fit in any social circle in my entire life. Dan can tell you I'm a pretty tiny woman and I've always been the shortest, the smallest. I was the ballerina who walked funny. I was the nerd who actually loved school. I'd rather have my nose in a book than in front of a video game. I'd rather be outside exploring than doing just about anything else, right? And my entire life, I've been different. And when I was little, that got me made fun of a lot. And when I was in high school, that got me bullied real bad, and then as an adult, that meant that I'm seeing all of my friends live out these dreams of a life that I had imagined for myself, and mine looks different. So, fast forward to the morning of my 38th birthday. I woke up to the voice of shame screaming in my head. Another year older, and what do you have to show for it? What do you even have to show for your life? I felt like an utter failure. My business was about 2 years old at that point, and it was growing slowly but surely. And I would have people from the community all the time ask me to coffee and say, "We just want to hear your story." I'm like, really? My story? Why? You're so inspiring. And they didn't know that I woke up every morning and all that I saw in the mirror was different. And so, through a very powerful conversation I had with my mentor that afternoon, it launched this journey of really going deep on this word different and seeing that that was actually my superpower in disguise this whole time. And so, this word that had been so full of pain and rejection for me was actually a gift because I was born to be different. I'm the brand boss. I'm supposed to be different, and I'm supposed to help you see your difference and have the courage to own it too. Because, as I love to say when I talk to, you know, school assemblies and things like that. You can run with the herd or you can be a unicorn, right? Like you can keep up with the Joneses or you can be the Joneses. The choice is yours. And I was never made to fit in. I was born to stand out, and so were you. And this is the thing I get so passionate about when it comes to personal branding is I do not believe you have to build a personal brand. So many people who talk about building a personal brand are showing up phony. They are showing up as a false, less than reflection of who they are. They are showing up as who they think will be accepted, who they think will be loved, who they think people want to hear from. And they are not showing up as who they are. And when you do that, you do a disservice because all of these people who resonate with your identity will show up, but then there's something off and they'll feel it and you'll lose them and they'll lose the impact you could have had in their lives. Whereas when you have the courage to own your difference, it literally attracts the people that you're called to work with. And I'm not talking about some woo woo thing, I'm flat out talking neuroscience. It literally draws the people that you are uniquely equipped to serve, who resonate with the identity of who you are, which, by the way, all this stuff that I'm talking about is true for your company as well. All of those people are literally drawn to you. But if you show up not congruent with who you actually are, not congruent with the identity of your business, they can smell it a while away and they'll walk away. And that can happen at any one of those interactions because customers you confuse become customers you lose, plain and simple. So when you have the courage to own your difference, and it takes guts, it takes courage. I know that the things that I teach are not what all of the gurus are saying, and I don't care because I've been in public communications for more than 22 years. I have seen business owners beat up and exhausted and spread a mile wide and an inch thick and throw all their money at stuff that doesn't work and have nothing to show for it at the end of the day. And so I don't care what anybody else is saying. I'm going to give you the brand boss truth that it is about having the courage to be who you are and show up powerfully and authentically in the marketplace because there is nothing more powerful than authenticity. Because if you look at all of, I told you I would love to be outside more than doing just about anything else. If you look at nature, no two snowflakes are exactly alike. No two raindrops, no two leaves, like you name it. Literally everything around us in the universe is shouting, be who you are. And yet, when it comes to branding and marketing, there's all of this pressure that we have to look like everybody else. Why? Why? That's a load of crap. No, right? Like, no, listen to the message that the universe is literally shouting to you, like, be who you are. You were made different on purpose. You are made different to make a difference. In fact, it's your difference that makes a difference in the lives of the people that you are called to serve. And if you don't show up as who you are, then you are robbing them and you are robbing this world of the difference that you're here to make, because you're not being the difference that you are. And so, again, this is why it's not about branding for your audience. You need to market for your audience, and we'll go there in a minute. But it has to start with identity, because when you know who you are, you can function from that place. And if you go right to the outfit, you'll miss everything else. So, what we love to do with our clients, and what I do first thing, is this exercise called an identity deep dive. And I'm going to walk you through a mini snippet of it right now. Is that okay, Dan? I'll give you a little a little gift.
I'm just sweating from the fire you've been dropping this whole call so far. I already have a full page of notes. I didn't even anticipate taking notes, but my page is full. So listen, you run.
Okay.
Take this call as far as you want to take it. This is yours. I'm not even going to stand in your way.
All right. So this is the identity deep dive, a little sneak peek. I'll give you a little snippet. And this is a way of really tapping into the power of your brand, which, whether it's your company, whether it's your personal brand, is inherently different than anybody else around you. I don't care if there are 20 or 20,000 people doing the exact same thing as you. There is only one you. And there is nobody who can serve, who can show up in this world the way that you can. And if you show up like you feel like you have to be somebody else, then you are robbing the world of what only you can give it.